Hi everybody, it's Dee Slater with Create with Dee, and welcome to today's project. If you happen to be watching me live, I'm here on a Monday night, a little change of pace, as I'm doing a total of 5 projects for the Stamp-A-Palooza. Stamp-A-Palooza was an event that I held last weekend with my local stampers, and people also had an opportunity to get kits to go. And this is another one of the projects. And I'm sharing it with all of you guys that tune in and follow me on Facebook and on YouTube. Hi, Tibet. And so, again, this is the second project from the Stamp-A-Palooza. You can find any of the replays on my either Facebook or on YouTube to see the other projects that we made. Well, this card is made from the Merriest Tree Bundle from Stampin' Up's holiday catalog, and it's actually an easel card. Isn't that cute? These are the cards that I kind of call mantle cards, and by that what I mean is that when somebody gets a card that, especially if it's an easel, you know, they're going to keep it up and enjoy it all through the season and probably have it on their mantle or on their end table or someplace where they can enjoy it all season long. All right, so how we're going to make this is what your materials would look like if you got the kit to go. And I'll turn the camera around and we will get started making this Merriest tree. All right, let's talk over the measurements of what we're going to need. We've got some die cut pieces from the Merriest Tree Bundle. These little pieces here, you can die cut them all at once and it makes all 5 of them. And they're little strings of light. So you have that. Also, let me go ahead and get all of our kit materials out. Get all of this. Oops. Cling a little bit. I hope that those of you that got the kits to go, that you appreciate all of the individual packaging so that everything that you need, it's pretty identifiable of what card we're going to do. So from that die set, you get 3 different tree shapes, and we're going to go ahead and combine those for a nice layered look. So we're going to cut one of each of those out of Granny Apple Green. Going to need for the card base a piece of thick Whisper White cut at 4 1/4 by 11, a layering piece of thick Whisper White at 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to have some scrap for stamping and just cutting out, and then we have another piece of basic white. I think I was calling it Whisper White, so I apologize. Sometimes my old habits get into the terminology. It's basic white. This is cut at 2 1/2 by 4. And ahead of time, I don't know if you can see that, but if you got the kits to go, it was embossed with you. It's one of the new embossing folders from the holiday catalog. This is called the Christmas Tidings. And it's got, as you can see, it's got all sorts of motifs and Christmas things. It's a great embossing folder. Also ahead of time, we cut out a rectangle out of the Deckled rectangle dies, and this is out of Tahitian Tide. And I've also gone ahead and put that through the, one of the distressed embossing folders. That's not what it's called. I'll have the name of that here later on. But anyways, it's got a little bit of texture on it as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll get our stamping here done first. Let's go ahead and put the tree together. That's probably the most intricate part of it. Now, if you got the kit to go and you don't have the stamp set yet, that's okay. You don't necessarily need it. You could just go ahead and layer the tree as what we'll do later on. And maybe you'd want to ink around the edges. But if you do have the bundle, what we're going to do is we're going to add the fern or the kind of a little bit of the tree texture to it. So let me just pull this up so that you can see that. And this tree image, actually, it looks like there might be 3 different stamps, but actually use the same stamp for all of the images. So we'll go ahead and we'll ink that up. And we're going to stamp 3 times. So we just kind of line it up and stamp it 1 time, so that, as you can see, that covers all of the large tree. And then we'll ink it up again. And now only part of it will cut off on the medium one, but you can still get that look on the medium. And then we'll do it the 3rd time on the smallest. So you just kind of stop stamping where the cutoff is for all of it. I love this set. Such a cute and pretty set. All right, so let's bring the sample back in. If you kind of notice, we inked around the edges. And so I'm just going to take my, my dauber. Whoops, I put that ink pad away a little too fast. And we will ink around the edges. So we'll kind of do this. This just helps pop the tree off of the card a little bit by inking and highlighting those. And then also, if we do it on all 3 of the layers, it really helps highlight the layers too. Is it necessary? Nope, you don't necessarily have to do it. It's just, you know, an option that we did at Stamp-A-Palooza. And then if you don't have a dauber or a sponge, you could always take your cardstock and just kind of go on the edge of it and kind of drag it a little bit on your ink pad. But I'm going to go ahead and use my dauber. You could use your blending brush, anything that you'd like to use to get that color. As you can see, I kind of pick up the color from the corner, and the reason being is that the middle of the stamp pad is typically where your sentiments and your other images go, and so there's a lot of ink around the corners that don't get used. So when you have the opportunity to pick something up in the corner, that's what I like to do. All right. So I'm going to take some liquid glue, and we're just going to simply layer our tree together. And I get some liquid glue. So how's everybody doing here tonight? So that's why we inked around the edges. It really pops that layered and highlights it from one transition to another. And we'll do that again over here. Super cute. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so for the little string of garland, again, this is a die that you run it through 1 time, and when you run it through, you get all 5 of the little garlands, and we've got it so it zigzags the garland down the tree. And what I'm using is my silicone mat, and in your packet, or if you die cut these, again, 1 die cut, then you get all of the little garland images. They could be lights, they could be whatever you want to call them. I'm calling them garlands. And I'm going to take, I have a sponge dauber that I have designated just for glue. And so if you have a fine tip glue pen, you could use those as well. But for these little ones, I kind of like to use the dauber. And there is a raised side on it, so I'm going to put it so I have the back side facing down, and I'm going to get my glue here in the corner. You can always start out small, and you can always add more. And I do what I call like a pounce, pounce, pounce. I kind of almost say it in my head. And so I kind of bring that over and I go, whoops, and I go pounce, pounce, pounce. So straight up and down. So you're pouncing like a bunny rabbit jumping up and down, or a kangaroo. Let's see, that's the largest one. So I can put that about like so. And then I'll take the medium one, get a little more glue, and we'll do our pounce, pounce, pounce. And at some point, your dauber or whatever you use does get saturated, and you might not have to add glue, but if you pounce, 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 you don't get glue on the underside of it. I'm using my fake nails to hold it down, but you could also, you know, use a toothpick or something like that. They do have a slight curve in it, so if you wanted to kind of keep the curve going, and I'm kind of going from one end up to the other. So here's where, you know, where those layers kind of intersect. And let's just keep going in size, like from largest to smallest. You could go smallest to largest, however you'd like to do it. Pounce, pounce, pounce. And I even got a bonus on that one. Let's get that down. So this one's going to go up like this. That one's going to go up about halfway. And again, just kind of get it so it starts wherever you kind of like to put it. This is shifted on me just a little bit. I probably needed just a little more glue. And let's keep going with some more glue. I've got the little one on my pointer finger. It says, hey, I'm ready when you are. And pounce, pounce, pounce. If you happen to have the adhesive sheets, you could run that through as well. But with the kits to go, you know, we just kind of, we don't put the adhesive sheets on. It helps us keep the price, you know, doable for everybody. And let me get this off. And this is a reason why we like to use the silicone mat, because the glue we can just wash off when we're done. Take it over to our sink, put some soapy water on the mat, and then it's all set. And then this goes about right like that. So cute little garland, so cute. All right, so we got that. And if you've got some baby wipes, you might want to get your finger on that. But I'm going to go forward with this. All right, so now I've got the layering piece that was the 4x5 1/4, and I'm going to stamp. And let me bring in the sample here. Hi, Janet. So because it's an easel card, we want to have our sentiment towards the bottom, and you can make your easel as tall as what you want. Meaning, you can, the further back you do the sentiment, the more sentiment in the packages, the higher up it will be. We have it so it's just kind of has a nice angle, but there's no right or wrong. It's whatever angle of the easel that you would like. I'm going to go about 1 inch from the bottom of this layering piece. And oops, I didn't even show the stamp set. So we're using the Merriest Tree. So this is the tree image, and we're doing the sentiment, hoping your home is filled with the spirit of the season. And Christmas trees are all about having the spirit of the season going. I have to admit that as the kids are out of the house now, and we don't really host the big family Christmases at our house anymore, my Christmas trees get smaller and smaller every year. And I kind of have, but oh my gosh, the one that I have, I absolutely love. It's, of course, you know, gone are the days that, you know, I spend hours and hours stringing lights on it. My current tree has 3 parts to it: the base, the bottom layer, and the top layer. You pop it in, and, you know, and then all of the lights are on. It's got the, you know, the lights that are built right into it, and you just pop it, plug it in, and go. All right. So as you can see, what I did is I folded it in half, and then we want to take this part of it and fold it away from us. So the edge of this folds towards the fold. So the edge of it goes out, so that when you open it up, it's got this V look here. And we're going to take that emboss layer that we did with our the new embossing folder, again, that's called Christmas Tidings. And that's just, again, with the basic white. Just adds a nice little subtle background to our to what the tree's going to be on. And, you know, just that, those little touches that really make a card that much special. And I'm going to go ahead and take this layer before I forget to put it down. and put this on. And you might be asking yourself, well, Dee, why did you have this? You could just stamp here. You know what? You're absolutely correct. You could. But you know what? When, I don't know about you, but when I'm stamping sometimes, if this would give me 2 chances to stamp. If something happened here, I could just turn it over and try again. Where if I do it on my card base and something happens, then I'm really looking for another avenue. All right. So next we're going to take our deckled embossed rectangle that we have, and I just want to put adhesive on the top half of it. Okay, so, and in fact, I kind of go a little bit less than half. And then what I like to do is close this, and then this gets centered onto, you know, when it's closed, it's centered the whole way. Okay, and now we can put our, oh, let me get my kit here. Where did it go? Here we go. Also, in the die, the coordinating die, you get the tree base on it. So here's a little tree stand for your holiday tree. And so we're gonna just glue that right onto the back side of it. And again, I'm just gonna put glue on the top part of this. It's kind of nice, it's textured. It's kind of got like a basket kind of feel to it. So it's a tree trunk or a tree stand, but it's a nice, we've got that in pumpkin pie. Okay, so we have that. And now our tree is going to rest right on here. We're gonna pop it up with some dimensional foam dots. And I like to kind of keep it so that it's right, like the bottom of the tree is right at the bottom of our deckled, because that way when it stands up, it looks like the tree is right there underneath the presents. All right, so let's get some dimensionals. And we'll put that on the tree. On these larger ones, don't be afraid to put dimensionals on. I mean, put enough on so that it holds the whole tree in proportion. And let's see here, we're going to put one about right there. So don't want to, there's no sense of having a saggy Christmas tree, right? So I just, you know, might be a little bit of overkill, but I just want to make sure that when I, you know, by the time it gets in the mail, if I mail this, that, you know, the tree keeps popping off of the card. So I'm going to put it pretty close to the edge of this when I put it down. And then everybody got one of the stars. I think these, the star trinkets might be back in stock. At the time of the video, they were on back order, but I think that they're back in stock now. But these just make for a super quick star embellishment. Everybody got one on that. All right, almost, you know, we're getting there. It's, you know, Christmas trees do take a little time to decorate. All right, so in here we've got some scrap basic white that came with your packet. And we're going to take our real red and we're going to stamp, oops, excuse me, I hit the screen there. And I'm going to take this and stamp, these are our little presents. And so these are, you know, here are some present packages that are in the stamp set. And we're also going to pull back the color, or, you know, call back the color, I should say, of Tahitian Tide. And we'll do another one. And we'll put that down. And then we're just going to fussy cut out around on it. And I'm looking around to see if I have my scissors. I do. Here we go. And so even though there are little dies that come with it, like this is something that you can just stamp and cut. They're just rectangles. So we can do that fairly quickly. And do that again over here. So when we designed Stamp-A-Palooza, yes, we are showcasing like some of the new stamp sets and bundles from the holiday catalog. But as you can see, like most of these you could substitute out with maybe something you have in your stash if you're a longtime stamper, or maybe just add a couple of new things to it if you really, really enjoy the new ones. But there's nothing like having things already cut for you, right? That's the way I think. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put a dimensional here, and that one's pretty little. Let's cut one of these in half. Or you could grab a mini dimensional, and we'll get that. And we'll go ahead and get, now we're using dimensionals on the presents because those are our stoppers. I'm going to slightly angle this. And so wherever you want the stopper to be for your easel, but I like it to be somewhat close to the sentiment. And I'm going to try to do my best to center these presents. Okay, cute. There we go on that. And we have some bling that we're going to add to our project yet. Like I said, everybody got, with Stamp-A-Palooza, you got these glitter sequin packs. And you can do whatever you like with them and bling things up as much as possible. And we're going to put two of the clear ones here. And I'm going to fold down the tree. And let's see here, I've got some blue ones over here yet too. And so I'm just kind of using my sample as a guide, but you can go like I've got kind of alternate with clear or the, you know, what might be the white, and then we can do green, and then we can do blue. And again, just kind of alternate them or however you want. Like I'm calling these our lights. These can be our lights or our ornaments. I guess they're not really lights. They're more of like glittery ornaments that are on here. And let's see, I don't want too much of the same spot. Kind of mix and match where we put things. And let's see, we'll go green and clear and blue. So just however you like to put your sparkly ornaments here. And then there's that. So that was another project that we did at Stamp-A-Palooza, and another card that you can try for the holiday season. Let me go ahead and turn the camera around. All right, so I hope that you like this Merriest Tree Easel. If you do, I'd love to hear from you. If you want to put something down in the comments and let me know if you liked it or not, or if you want to give this video a heart or a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it on it. But this is another one of the Palooza projects that we did. And if you're watching this live, I'll be on tomorrow. I was a little later today than what I had hoped to. It's sometimes things just don't go as planned. But tomorrow I should be off of work at around 2 o'clock. So I'm going to do my best to get back on here at 2:30, no later than. So 2:30, 3 o'clock Eastern time. And I'll have the last 3 projects from Stamp-A-Palooza tomorrow. That way, if you got the kit to go, you're able to get all of your projects going and follow along with the PDF as well as the video. All right, everybody. I will talk to you all soon. Have a great day and happy crafting. Bye-bye.